It was a bright, sunny afternoon when Jake sat on the edge of his bed, staring at his phone. The sunlight streamed through his window, casting warm patterns on the floor, but inside, he felt cold and distant. It had been 3 months since his best friend, Mia, moved to another city. They had grown up together, sharing secrets, laughter, and countless adventures. Now, everything felt empty without her. Jake picked up his phone and scrolled through their old messages. He smiled as he read about their late-night conversations and inside jokes. But as he read, a wave of sadness washed over him. He missed Mia more than he could express. She had always been there for him, and now, with her so far away, he felt lost. Why did you have to move? He muttered to himself, feeling a knot form in his stomach. He wanted to reach out, to call her or send a message, but fear held him back. What if she was too busy with her new life? What if she didn't want to talk to him anymore? The thought made his heart ache. Jake put the phone down and looked out the window. He could see kids playing in the park across the street. They were laughing and chasing each other, carefree and happy. He remembered the times he and Mia spent there, playing on the swings, talking about their dreams for the future. Those memories felt like a different lifetime now. He sighed and decided to go for a walk. Maybe some fresh air would help clear his mind. As he walked through his neighborhood, he noticed how everything seemed the same yet different without Mia. The familiar sights felt strange and lonely. He passed by the coffee shop they used to visit, the one with the old wooden tables and the smell of fresh pastries. He could almost hear her laughter echoing in the air. After a long stroll, Jake found himself at the park. He sat on a bench under a large oak tree, watching the children play. As he sat there, he felt a mix of sadness and longing. He wanted to reach out to Mia, to tell her how much he missed her, but he didn't know how to bridge the distance between them. Suddenly, he remembered something Mia had said before she left. "No matter where I am, Jake, I'll always be your friend. Distance can't change that." Her words echoed in his mind, filling him with a sense of hope. Maybe he could reach out after all. With newfound determination, he pulled out his phone and typed a message to Mia. "Hey, I miss you. How have you been?" He hesitated for a moment before hitting send. What if she didn't respond? But he pushed those thoughts aside. He had to try. Jake waited anxiously for a reply. Minutes felt like hours as he stared at the screen. Finally, it buzzed with a new message. His heart raced as he opened it. "Hey, I miss you too. Things are good here, but it's not the same without you." A smile broke across Jake's face. They were still connected, despite the distance. He quickly replied, asking her about her new life, the friends she was making, and everything she had been up to. As they chatted back and forth, Jake felt the distance between them start to fade. Mia told him about her new school, the challenges she faced, and how she was making new friends. She shared funny stories and even sent a picture of her new room, decorated with bright colors and posters. Jake felt a warmth in his heart as he read her messages. As the conversation continued, Jake realized how much he still cared for her. The laughter and banter they shared filled the empty spaces in his heart. He also felt a sense of pride for Mia. She was brave for moving to a new city, and she was thriving. Hours passed, and their conversation flowed easily, just like old times. Jake felt lighter, more hopeful. He realized that even though they were miles apart, their friendship was strong enough to endure. They made plans to video chat later in the week, and Jake felt excited at the thought of seeing her face again. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Jake walked home, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. He had taken the first step to reconnect with Mia, and it felt empowering. He understood now that distance didn't have to mean the end. They could adapt, grow, and find new ways to stay close. That night, as he lay in bed, he thought about how their friendship would evolve. He was determined to keep reaching out, to share his life with her, just as she shared hers with him. Jake realized that true friendship could withstand any challenge, including distance. The next day, he woke up with a sense of excitement. He grabbed his phone and sent Mia a message. "Let's plan a visit. I want to see you." He waited eagerly for her reply, feeling hopeful about their future. When her message came back, it was filled with enthusiasm. "Yes, I'd love that. We can explore the city together." Jake felt a rush of joy. They were making plans, creating a bridge between their separate lives. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to put in the effort. Their friendship was worth it. As he drifted off to sleep that night, Jake smiled, thinking about all the adventures still ahead of them. He was no longer just a distant friend. He was a part of Mia's life, and she was a part of his, no matter where they were. In his heart, he whispered the words he had wanted to say all along. "Human, are you really going to do this with me?" The answer was clear. Yes, they would face the distance together, and their bond would only grow stronger. Jake woke up the next morning, feeling lighter than he had in weeks. The sunlight poured into his room, filling it with warmth. He lay in bed for a moment, thinking about Maya and their chat the day before. They had talked for hours, sharing memories and laughter, and he felt a renewed sense of hope. But deep down, he still worried. What if their connection faded again? What if life got in the way? After breakfast, Jake decided to take action. He wanted to keep the momentum going and show Mia how much he valued their friendship. He grabbed his notebook and started writing down ideas for activities they could do together when she visited. He imagined exploring the local park, going to their favorite coffee shop, and even setting up a movie night with all their favorite films. As he wrote, he felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. He wanted to make their time special, but he also felt the weight of their distance. How could he make Mia feel as close as they used to be? The thought made him pause. Jake pulled out his phone and sent Mia a message. "I have some ideas for when you visit. Can't wait to make new memories together." He hit send and waited, his heart racing. A few moments later, his phone buzzed. "I can't wait either. I love your ideas." Reading her message filled him with joy. They were planning for the future, and it felt good. But as he sat there, he realized that he wanted to do more than just plan activities. He wanted to reconnect deeply, to share his life with her, and let her share hers. That afternoon, Jake decided to go for another walk, hoping to clear his mind and find inspiration. As he strolled through the neighborhood, he noticed small changes around him. New flowers bloomed in gardens, and families played together outside. It reminded him that life went on, even when it felt lonely. He thought about how he and Mia had always been there for each other during tough times. They had supported one another through breakups, family issues, and school stress. Now he wanted to be there for her, even from afar. As he walked, an idea struck him. What if he created a small care package to send to Mia? He could fill it with little things that reminded her of home snacks they used to share, a handwritten letter, and maybe even a small gift. This would show her that he was thinking of her, and that their friendship mattered, no matter the distance. Jake quickly made his way to the local store, excited about his plan. He picked up her favorite snacks, including chocolate bars and gummy candies. He also bought a small framed photo of the two of them from their last adventure together, the one where they went to the amusement park. They were both laughing, and he knew it would bring a smile to her face. Back home, he set everything up on his kitchen table. He carefully arranged the snacks and the photo, then took out his notebook to write a letter. He wanted to express how much she meant to him and how he was excited for her visit. As he wrote, the words flowed easily. "Dear Mia, I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you a lot. I miss our talks and all the fun we had together. I can't wait for you to come back. I've got some great plans for us. remember our movie nights? I can't wait to have one again. I'm sending you some of your favorite snacks to enjoy while you're settling in. I hope this reminds you of home and brings a smile to your face. No matter how far apart we are, you will always be my best friend. Can't wait to see you." Jakey folded the letter carefully and placed it in the package. After sealing it up, he felt a rush of excitement. This little package was his way of reaching out, of showing Mia that he cared. He rushed to the post office and sent it off, feeling a sense of accomplishment. Later that night, Jake sat down for a video call with Mia. The screen lit up, and when her face appeared, he couldn't help but smile. "Hey, Jake," she said, her voice bright and cheerful. "Hey, Mia. I just sent you something," he replied, trying to contain his excitement. Her eyes widened. "Really? What is it?" "I can't tell you. You'll have to wait and see," he teased, enjoying her curiosity. They spent the next hour talking about everything and nothing, school, friends, and their favorite TV shows. It felt so good to see her face, to hear her laughter. Each moment helped bridge the gap that distance had created. As their conversation came to a close, Mia looked serious for a moment. "You know, Jake, moving away has been hard. I miss you so much. It's not easy making new asterisk." Jake woke up the next morning with a smile on his face. The sun was shining brightly, and he felt a sense of excitement bubbling inside him. Mia had received his care package, and her message from the night before still made him grin. He was determined to keep the positive energy flowing and strengthen their friendship, even from a distance. After breakfast, Jake decided to take a different approach to reconnect with Mia. He thought about how much he enjoyed their late-night video calls, but he wanted to add something new to their routine. He remembered how they used to send each other funny memes and videos while they were together. What if they started a virtual tradition? Jake picked up his phone and sent Mia a message. "How about we start a fun challenge? We can send each other a funny meme every day." He felt a rush of hope as he hit send. This could be a great way to keep their connection alive and share some laughs. A few moments later, he received a reply. "I love that idea. I'm totally in." Feeling energized, Jake spent the rest of the morning searching for the best memes to send. He found a hilarious one about cats that made him laugh out loud. He sent it to Mia, and he couldn't wait to see her reaction. Throughout the day, he checked his phone often, eager for her response. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Would she find it funny? Would she enjoy this new tradition? Finally, after what felt like forever, his phone buzzed. Mia had replied with a meme of her own, an amusing video of a dog trying to catch its tail. Jake burst into laughter. He quickly typed back, "That's so funny. I can't believe how cute that dog is." Their meme exchange turned into a daily routine that lifted both of their spirits. They sent each other silly videos, jokes, and funny stories, and each message helped them feel closer together. It was like they were sharing a piece of their lives. Despite the distance. As the days passed, Jake felt more connected to Mia than he had in a long time. He found joy in their conversations and looked forward to their daily memes. But even with this new routine, he still missed the in-person moments they used to share. He missed the way they could sit in comfortable silence, just enjoying each other's company. One evening, after another successful meme exchange, Jake decided to suggest something more personal. He wanted to have a virtual movie night. He texted Mia, "How about we watch a movie together this weekend? We can video chat while we do it." It took only a moment for her to reply, "That sounds amazing. I've missed our movie nights. What should we watch?" Jake felt a wave of happiness wash over him. They quickly agreed on a classic adventure movie they both loved. As the weekend approached, he felt excited and nervous. This would be their first movie night since she moved, and he wanted it to be special. On the night of the movie, Jake set up his living room. He made popcorn, arranged his favorite blanket on the couch, and prepared his laptop for the video call. When everything was ready, he felt a tingle of excitement in his stomach. Finally, the time came for the call. Jake pressed the button to start the video chat, and Mia's face appeared on the screen, bright and smiling. "Hey, Jake, I'm so ready for this," she exclaimed. "Hey, Mia, I've got the popcorn and everything," he replied, grinning. They chatted for a few minutes, catching up on life before starting the movie. As they pressed play, Jake felt a warmth in his heart. It was like old times. They laughed and commented on the scenes, just as they used to do. The distance faded away as they immersed themselves in the film together. Halfway through, there was a scene that made them both laugh out loud. "Can you believe that?" Mia said, wiping tears of laughter from her eyes. "I love this movie." "Me, too. It's even better watching it with you," Jake replied, feeling grateful for this moment. After the movie ended, they talked about their favorite parts and shared memories of the times they had watched it together. The conversation flowed naturally, and Jake realized how much he had missed this connection. "Mia," he said, "I know we're far apart, but tonight felt so real. I'm really happy we're doing this." "Me too, Jake. It's like you're right here with me," she replied, her eyes shining with joy. "I've missed you so much." "I've missed you too," he said, feeling a lump in his throat. "But I know we can make this work. We just have to keep finding ways to connect." "Yes, we're strong enough to handle this distance." "I believe that," Mia replied with conviction. Their conversation turned serious for a moment. Jake felt the weight of her words. They were both going through changes, but they could support each other through it all. He knew that distance didn't mean they had to drift apart. As the night went on, they made plans for their next movie night and discussed other fun activities they could do together online. They talked about playing video games, sharing music playlists, and even starting a book club. The possibilities seemed endless, and Jake felt a renewed sense of hope. After they said goodnight, Jake lay in bed, reflecting on the evening. He felt a mix of gratitude and happiness. They were finding ways to keep their friendship alive, and he knew they could face the challenges ahead together. The next day, Jake woke up determined to keep the positive momentum going. He wanted to show Mia how much she meant to him, even if they were miles apart. He decided to create a shared online journal where they could write about their daily lives, share thoughts, and document their friendship. He set it up with a simple layout, adding a section for each of them to write about their experiences. He sent Mia the link, excited to see her reaction. Her reply came quickly. "I love this idea. I can't wait to start writing." As they began to fill the journal with stories, thoughts, and dreams, Jake felt a sense of fulfillment. They were building something special, a lasting connection that would bridge the distance between them. Jake realized that even though Mia was far away, their friendship was strong and resilient. They were determined to face the distance together, and he felt hopeful for the future. In his heart, he echoed the question he had asked before. "Human, are you really going to do this with me?" The answer was now clear. Yes, they would embrace the distance, support each other, and find joy in their friendship, no matter where life took them. Jake woke up the next morning feeling a mix of excitement and determination. His online journal with Mia was filling up with stories, and their daily meme exchange continued to bring smiles to their faces. But even with all this positivity, he still felt a lingering sadness. He missed the little things, the spontaneous outings, the inside jokes, and the comfort of being together in person. As he sipped his morning coffee, Jake thought about how he could make their connection even stronger. He wanted to do something special for Mia, something that would show her how much he cared and how much he appreciated their friendship. He pondered what would be meaningful for both of them. Suddenly, An idea struck him. What if he organized a virtual talent show? They could each showcase something they loved, music, drawing, or even a funny skit. It would be a fun way to spend time together and share their interests. He quickly grabbed his notebook and began jotting down the details. That afternoon, after finishing his classes, Jake sent Mia a message. "How about we have a virtual talent show next weekend? We can each share something we love." His heart raced as he hit send. Would she like the idea? Moments later, his phone buzzed. "That sounds amazing. I can't wait." Feeling excited, Jake started preparing for the talent show. He thought about what he could share. He had always enjoyed playing the guitar, and this could be a great opportunity to play a song for Mia. He picked up his guitar and began practicing, choosing a cheerful song that reminded him of their friendship. As the week went by, Jake practiced every day. He felt nervous, but also energized by the thought of sharing something special with Mia. He spent hours perfecting the song, wanting it to be just right. He also encouraged Mia to prepare her own talent, and she promised to surprise him. On the day of the talent show, Jake felt a mix of excitement and nerves. He set up his laptop in the living room, making sure the lighting was good. He wanted everything to be perfect. When the time finally arrived, he logged on to the video call, eager to see Mia's face. "Hey, Jake. I'm so ready for this," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Me too. I can't wait to see what you've prepared," he replied, feeling a wave of happiness wash over him. They decided to go first with Mia's talent. She took a deep breath and smiled. "Okay, I've been working on a poem. I hope you like it." As she read her poem, Jake listened intently. It was beautiful and heartfelt, expressing her feelings about friendship, distance, and the hope they shared. He felt a lump in his throat as she spoke, realizing how deeply their connection ran. When Mia finished, Jake clapped enthusiastically. "That was incredible. You have such a way with words." "I loved it." Mia beamed with pride. "Thank you. Now it's your turn." Jake took a deep breath, feeling the butterflies in his stomach. He picked up his guitar and tried to calm his nerves. "I hope you like this song. It reminds me of us." As he began to play, he poured his heart into the music. The melody filled the room, bringing back memories of their adventures together. When he finished, he looked at Mia, who was smiling widely. "That was amazing, Jake. You should perform more often." She cheered. Relief washed over him, and he felt proud. They had both shared something personal, and it brought them even closer. The talent show was turning into a beautiful exchange of. The day had finally arrived. Jake could hardly believe it. Mia was back in town, and he felt a whirlwind of excitement and nerves. He had spent the morning preparing for her arrival, making sure everything was just right. He wanted to show how much he had missed her and how important their friendship was to him. As he waited for her to arrive, Jake thought back to all the times they had spent together before she moved. They had shared so many laughs, adventures, and late-night talks. But now he felt a mixture of joy and anxiety. Would it feel the same after all this time apart? Would they reconnect easily? Or would it be awkward? When he got the message that Mia was just 5 minutes away, his heart raced. He stood by the door, anticipation bubbling inside him. Finally, he heard the familiar sound of her voice outside. "Jake, I'm here." He swung open the door, and there she was, standing with a big smile and her suitcase in hand. "Mia," he shouted, pulling her into a warm hug. It felt just like old times. "I missed you so much," she said, her voice bright with happiness. "Missed you too. Come in. I have so much planned for us," Jake replied, stepping aside to let her in. As she entered his home, Mia looked around and smiled. "It feels like nothing has changed." Jake laughed. I tried to keep everything there. Same, just for you. You know, in case you forgot what it looked like. They both laughed, and it felt like a weight had lifted. The nervousness began to fade as they settled into their old rhythm. They started with a tour of his room, where he had set up their online journal on his desk. Look, I've been keeping. It updated, he said, showing her the entries they had written together. Mia's eyes lit up. Oh, I love it. It's like a scrapbook of our friendship. She sat down and began flipping through the pages, reading their memories and thoughts. I'm so glad you like it, Jake said, feeling proud. I thought it would be a fun way to keep track of our adventures, even the ones from far away. After catching up on their journal, it was time for their first adventure together. Jake suggested they go to their favorite coffee shop, where they used to spend hours talking and laughing. Let's get some coffee and maybe a slice of that amazing chocolate cake you love, he said enthusiastically as they walked to the coffee shop. They chatted about everything, how Mia was adjusting to her new life, the friends she had made, and the things she had learned. Jake listened intently, feeling proud of her bravery. She was thriving, and he admired her strength. When they arrived at the coffee shop, the familiar smell of freshly brewed coffee filled the air. They ordered their drinks and chose a cozy table in the corner. As they settled in, Jake felt a sense of comfort wash over him. It was just like old times, and he couldn't help but smile. Do you remember that time we came here and spilled coffee all over the table? Mia asked, laughing. Jake chuckled. How could I forget? You were so embarrassed. I thought I'd never live it down, she replied, wiping away a tear of laughter. But it turned into one of my favorite memories. As they reminisced about their past adventures, Jake realized how important these moments were. They were reconnecting and building new memories, even after all the time apart. He felt a surge of hope and happiness, knowing their friendship was still strong. After finishing their drinks, they decided to take a walk in the nearby park. The sun was shining, and the flowers were in full bloom. It was a perfect day to enjoy each other's company. As they strolled along the path, they talked about their dreams for the future. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do after school, Mia said thoughtfully. I really want to travel and explore new places. Jake nodded. That sounds amazing. You should definitely do it. You have the spirit for adventure. And what about you, Jake? What are your dreams? She asked, turning to him with curiosity. I want to write a book someday, he admitted, feeling a bit shy. I've always loved storytelling, but I want it to be something that inspires people, just like our friendship inspires me. Mia's eyes sparkled with excitement. That's a wonderful dream. You definitely have the talent for it. I would love to read it when you finish. Feeling encouraged, Jake smiled. Thanks, Mia. I'll make sure to write about our adventures. Together, you've always been my biggest supporter. As they continued walking, they stopped by a large oak tree, its branches stretching wide and strong. Let's take a picture, Mia suggested. Jake raised an eyebrow playfully. You mean a selfie? Of course. We have to document this day, she replied, pulling out her phone. They posed under the tree, arms around each other. As the camera clicked, Jake felt a rush of happiness. This day was everything he had hoped for, and more. After taking the picture, they found a quiet spot in the park to sit and relax. They talked about their favorite books and movies, sharing recommendations, and laughing at their different tastes. It felt so natural, as if no time had passed at all. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, Jake realized how grateful he was to have Mia back in his life, even if just for a little while. I'm really glad we're doing this, he said softly. It means a lot to me. Me too, Jake, Mia replied, her voice sincere. I've missed this so much. It reminds me of how strong our friendship is, no matter where we are. Jake nodded, feeling a swell of emotion. We've been through so much together, and I know we can always find a way to stay connected, even if it's hard sometimes. Just then, Mia looked thoughtful. You know, I was a bit worried about how things would be when I came back. I didn't want it to feel strange or awkward, but this feels just right. I felt the same way, Jake admitted. But I think what we have is special. We can always find ways to reconnect, no matter the distance. As they sat together, soaking in the moment, Jake felt a sense of hope. Their friendship was resilient, and they had proven that they could adapt to changes. When it was time to head home, Jake walked Mia back, feeling grateful for the day they had shared. I can't wait for more adventures like this, he said as they reached his front door. Me too. Let's make the most of the time we have together, Mia replied, her eyes shining with excitement. As she turned to leave, Jake felt a strong urge to say something. Mia, I know you have your life in the other city, but I want you to know that I'll always be here for you, no matter what. Mia smiled warmly. And I'll always be here for you too, Jake. You mean so much to me. With that, they exchanged a final hug, and Jake watched her walk away, feeling a sense of fulfillment. He knew that their friendship was more than just a connection. It was a promise to support each other through thick and thin. In his heart, he echoed the question he had asked before. Human, are you really going to do this with me? The answer was clear. Yes, they would face the distance together, cherish every moment, and continue to inspire each other no matter where life took them. Asterisk, the next few days flew by in a blur of excitement and nostalgia. Jake felt a renewed sense of energy after spending time with Mia. Their day at the park had reminded him how special their friendship was and how much he missed having her around. But as the days passed, he began to feel a familiar tug of sadness when he realized that Mia's visit would soon come to an end. Jake wanted to make the most of the time they had together. He thought about all the things they could do before she left. They had already enjoyed coffee and a day in the park, but he wanted to create one last unforgettable memory. He decided to plan a surprise outing for her last day in town. As he brainstormed ideas, he remembered how much Mia loved the beach. They had spent countless summers playing in the sand, swimming in the ocean, and building sandcastles. What if I take her to the beach? He thought. It would be a perfect way to end her visit, full of laughter and fun. Excited by the idea, Jake started planning. He packed a cooler with their favorite snack sandwiches, fruit, and of course, cookies. He even grabbed a frisbee and a beach ball for some fun in the sun. He wanted everything to be perfect. On the morning of Mia's last day, Jake woke up early. He made sure everything was ready before sending her a message. Hey, are you ready for a surprise? Meet me at the car in 15 minutes. He could hardly contain his excitement. When Mia arrived, Jake was already waiting by his car, grinning from ear to ear. What's the surprise? She asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. You'll see. Just get in, he replied, unable to hide his enthusiasm. As they drove to the beach, Jake felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness. He wanted to make this day special, but he also felt the weight of knowing it was her last day. He glanced at Mia, who was looking out the window, the sunlight catching her hair. She seemed so happy, and it made him smile. When they arrived at the beach, Mia's eyes widened in delight. Wow, I love it, she exclaimed, jumping out of the car and taking in the beautiful view. The ocean sparkled under the sun, and the sound of the waves crashing on the shore filled the air. Jake took a deep breath, feeling relieved that she loved the surprise. Let's set up our spot, he said, leading her to a nice area of sand where they could spread out their blanket and enjoy the day. Once they settled in, Jake pulled out the cooler and began unpacking the food. "I hope you're hungry," he said, handing her a sandwich. "This looks amazing." "You really went all out," Mia replied, her face lighting up with appreciation. As they ate, they talked about everything school, friends, their dreams, and the future. The conversation flowed easily, full,